I'm Josh with the Save Waupaca, and we are back with another Waupaca update. We've got Aaron Jensen from the city of Waupaca and Ron Sari from the school district of Waupaca. Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Hey,
hello.
Josh.
And the first thing we'll talk about, we've talked about the past couple updates, is the girls volleyball team at the high school has done quite well this season. And Ron, I know you specifically wanted to talk about their appearance at the school board meeting.
Yeah, our new athletic or activities director requested that they do a presentation at the beginning of the meeting, which of course we welcomed. And Liz and some of her athletes or student athletes were present, and she said some things that really resonated with all of us, especially myself. And she was talking about how they're building the program in the summer, collaborating and working with the city's rec program. And our kids at the high school level worked with and coached and mentored 150 elementary and middle school students in getting them the fundamentals over the summer of volleyball. And she also talked about how these aren't just student athletes, they're also scholars. Last year, they won the they were on the All-State academic team with a average GPA of 3.7. I don't know what it'll come out to this year, probably the same or higher, very, very likely. But one of the other things that really spoke to me was how she talked about bringing the players into the culture with the values that they have. And any organization, you know, we all have our cultures that we're trying to build and grow. And Liz spoke about how the kids really bought into the culture. And she even rattled off sharing some of what those pieces are. One was effort, practice and hard work, that we have to put effort into our game. Another was positivity. She specifically said checking your ego at the door. And how important is that in any team, right? In any organization. She created a word called teamness. And teamness, she went on to explain, it's to be the best teammate that you can be for your team, to be the best teammate, to show respect, give respect. She used the word family, that we're together, we're going to watch each other's back on and off the court, that we're still a team when we're off the court. And then she used the word fearless, to have that confidence, to be courageous and confident, even when we make mistakes, because there are opportunities to learn from and grow from and to get better from. So to be fearless, even with mistakes, just learn from them. She talked about setting team goals, and then every individual athlete set their own personal goals as well. So it was a nice testimony for her team and the program she's growing and the success that they've had so quickly.
I just wanted to make one comment on that, Josh. It's something we talked about right before we hit record here, but we had a chance to go to that last game in Merrill, and I know it didn't go exactly like they wanted it to go, but it's such a cool thing when a team goes on a run like that, specifically high school. And I have not seen it replicated outside of high school, even at the college levels or professional. I mean, the sense of community and the amount of people that were at that gym in Merrill, and just the feel that creates is really a special thing. Like I said, that I haven't seen replicated outside of high school sports. So, and I think this team, it was very apparent, just the way they played on the court, the way they interacted with each other, that they embodied all of those values that Ron just talked about. So it's fun as a community member to be able to follow that type of a thing.
Isn't that true? One of the other things, look at, I'm not moving, and so the lights go out. One of the other things she mentioned is that the Zielinski Sports, the YouTube channel where we can watch these events from the comfort of our home. She said that there were over 8,000 different people watching those last two matches, the one in Merrill and the one in Mosinee. So not only were the people engaged by going personally to the event, like you said, Aaron, there were 8,000 people watching those games remotely. So it's nice to see the community backing our girls and our students.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Well, we congratulate them on how far they made it this season, and sounds like a very, very successful team in a number of ways. So thanks for that, Ron. We're going to jump into the holiday and Christmas season. The first thing we want to talk about is a new program this year that the police department and fire department are working together on called Holidays with Heroes.
Yeah, so this Holidays with Heroes program is, I'm sure a lot of people have heard Shop with a Cop. That's something that the county has kind of spearheaded in the past. And this is very, very similar to that. It's just our police department and our fire department saw more of a local need. So they said, well, how can we kind of do a similar effort to what the county's doing, which stretches across the county, has a wider impact? And how can we have a little more focused impact right here in the city area? So it's going to be on December 7th. It's going to complement with what Shop with a Cop is doing. And I think it's just a really neat thing to promote. I give our police officers who are coordinating it and also anyone at the fire department a ton of credit. That's just an example of truly caring about wanting to make things better for others. And they deserve credit for that.
Then we also want to talk about downtown's going to soon be transformed into a Christmas themed area. You want to put it that way, with different decorations and different events in there. And I know you want to speak a little bit about that as well.
Yeah. So our street crew right now is changing out the banners from our kind of summer banners to our winter banners. You'll start to see snowflakes around the downtown. I'm not ready for that yet, but we have a little bit of that. Our flowers got taken out over this past weekend, and those are going to get replaced on Thursday with some like Christmas type decor. There's a group of kind of volunteer retailers in the downtown that go and help decorate all of those pots at a very low cost for the winter. Yuletide Trail has a number of things going on. There's going to be Christmas trees that are lit eventually around the City Hall Square. There's going to be a huge Christmas tree going up like 20 plus feet at the Danes Hall at north end of Main Street. So it's going to look really, really neat very, very shortly. I think everyone's trying to make it our own little winter wonderland here in downtown Waupaca. So props to everyone that's been involved in that.
We look forward to seeing how it all turns out. We'll jump over to Ron. You've been having different construction projects with the school security single point of entry going on at the schools, and I know you want to give an update on where those are at.
Yeah, we received an update last night at the board meeting, and it was a verbal update from Bob Brees, who's kind of managing this for us. And the WLC is the main focus right now because we have a lot of the infrastructure already completed in the other three buildings. So the foundations are in at the WLC on this expansion of the envelope, as well as the floor. The masons are currently working on the walls, which should be completed, he said, within 2.5 weeks. And then that structured steel is going to get put up for the roof. The rain did push us back a little bit the last couple weeks here. It's been very wet and raining, and that didn't help us, but he's expecting still that we will be done with the WLC for occupancy in that new office by the end of March. So we're still hoping that comes to fruition. Of course, the budget is important, and we are still under budget, and that's always great news. Our other three schools, we're still waiting on parts and pieces with the supply chain concerns that exist. So we're still kind of hoping that this month we'll be able to put those to rest and have the full completion here if these parts come in. Next week, IT will be here. Different items will get hooked up in the doors with Johnson Controls, so they'll be expected to be on site next week, and hopefully we'll get all those pieces completed at that time.
Very good. We'll jump over to Aaron. Fall leaf pickup is still ongoing for a couple more weeks, and we just want to remind people about that.
Yeah, it is. It's still going on. So if you live in the city, get your leaves out to the curb. Make sure there's no sticks or bundled sticks or anything like that. Only leaves. And also, we get a lot of questions on, hey, I might have missed my week, or maybe I got my leaves out too early. Just know that, yes, there are specific wards on the schedule per week. and pay attention to that and try to get them out then. But if you don't, or you have leaves that have fallen since your week is done, still get them out to the curb, because our crews do a great job at going around the city after they're done with those specific wards for the week, and they take care of others that have leaves out. So continue to get them out.
And then we might close out, we've talked before about the Lakemen Field project, the upgrades they're doing there, new lighting and light poles, audio system, and reworking the field to make that safe and less a trip hazard. And part of that project needs outside funds, donations or grants, etc. And there were a couple recent grants they were successful at getting.
Yeah, we had a good couple weeks with the Lakemen Field project, or the Parks and Rec Department did. We were informed that they received a $5,000 grant from the Timber Rattlers, which is awesome. And then they also received a $10,000 grant from a fund in the Community Foundation, Waupaca Area Community Foundation. And then I believe there may be another announcement coming soon. I'm not going to be the one to say that one, but good news is there's been well over, I believe, I'm going to be conservative on this. I think there's been over $130,000 raised, maybe
Wow.
well over that, which is awesome. Though, just a reminder, those lights are sitting on telephone poles from the 1970s, and they were used when they were installed in the 1970s. So it's important to upgrade these, improve the integrity of the structures. The lights themselves actually went on and off last year during games, and delayed games. They're at levels which are really not up to standards when playing baseball or Little League baseball. And it will improve safety in many, many ways. So we're excited to continue to see progress on that.
I flew a drone up along some of those light poles, and you can see how cracked they are. So there's no joke, in those poles that hold that up aren't in good shape. They're not.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
need.
So you've seen it for yourself.
So Ron, Aaron, appreciate getting the community up to date, and we will talk again soon.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Josh.